In this video, we are going to talk about how to change motors in your Tamiya mini four-wheel drive cars. So this one here, this type of motor, it's just a single shaft motor. So you got the one shaft sticking out. There's a little nub there, but it's called single shaft. And we have a double shaft motor. Two of these little shafts sticking out. The single shaft motors go in the back or the front of these chassis, or the double shaft will be the one in the middle. And why this is important is changing your motor is one of the easiest ways to adjust to a course. So being able to change your motor fluidly can help save quite a bit of time in tuning your car. So if you like mini four-wheel drive and want to learn more about how to do stock kits or tune up your car, B-Max style, stuff like that, please like and subscribe. Now let's get into it. So the first one I'll talk about is the single shaft motor in the back. Generally what you'll see is a little screw right here that cases for the gear, and this just reinforces the case so it doesn't jiggle around or anything. And you have a cover for the motor, and then the motor and the casing for the motor inside. So first thing we want to do is just take off this screw. There should just be one screw. I don't know why you would have more than one, but it comes out quite easily. And then you'll want to turn it over. And these two little nubs here, you push in. I usually like to do it with a screwdriver, it seems easier. This one is for the gear cover. This one is for the motor cover. So there goes the motor cover. You can just push that out. And then here's the other one for the gear. You can push that out too. It'll just pop off. Careful doing that. I didn't think it would fly out like that. Because this will tend to come loose. This one's in here pretty good, so I'm not too worried about it. And then we want to take out this gear right here. Make sure you don't lose the little guy on the back. Should probably clean that sometime. And then we have the motor. So the motor is pretty easy to come out. Just grab it from the top. Pops out. It is hooked in with this little nub. And then you can grab the gear cover and the motor itself and just plop it out. And then we just put that one on. Make sure these metal parts are touching the connectors. That'll get the battery juices going, because that's where the battery's attached to. And then I want to put this one back in. So just find the metal pieces, pop it right back on. It's got a nice little snap to it. And then we take that little hooked part, put it back down. You can put the cover on or the gear, doesn't really matter which one. But this way, if we move it at all, the motor won't fall out accidentally. And then we'll take the gear, put the gear back in the little hole. You can find it. Every time I make a video, this happens. It is a small hole, it's not like directly into it. So if you do fumble, it's not a big deal. Alright, so we got that. And then the gear cover, which flew over here. And again, that one, line up the hole. This just snaps down like that. And then you just screw it back down if you want to use the reinforcement screw. And in about, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, you have that changed out. Next up, we'll do the FMA chassis. This is a front motor. This one's pretty easy. You take this little nub and then you pull back this part that's connected to the nub, and that just comes out. This one's really easy. So here you can just get something into there. You can use a screwdriver, you can use your finger, whatever. But really, you gotta recognize that the shaft here is on top of the motor, so it kind of swivels out like so. And then it's the exact same with this. So you just pop it out, pop it back in, and then make sure it goes back underneath there. It sits a little loosely, so don't worry too much about that. Once you get this casing on, you're good to go. This is why I really like the FMA chassis when I'm out and about, because it's super easy to do. And these FMA chassis also make very good first-time cars because they tend to be pretty quick, because a lot of the weight is in the front. So I do definitely recommend the FMA chassis. And then the last one, or not the second to last, I guess, a little bit more complicated. It's kind of annoying. So for this one, you gotta take the battery. This is the MA chassis. I don't know if they're all written on the bottom. They're all written on there somewhere. So you gotta take off the cover for the battery. And this one you push here where it's kind of jagged. Push and slide forward. Like that. And you'll hear the pop, and this little notch will come out in front, and then you can just pull it off. You might think, oh, that's easy. It is not difficult. The next part, you don't have to take these out yet, but it's easier if you take out the gears, because they will fly. And we can see that it's connected here with these little notches next to the on-off switch, and then here. So to get this out, if you can find something to pinch that, I have these sausage fingers, so it doesn't really work too well. But this little nub looking thing, I think it comes with all MA chassis. And you just put it on top. You can put this on the ground, you could do it with your finger if you want to push it out like this. This makes it much easier. So just line it up underneath and then push down. You can hold your hand over it a little bit so it doesn't fly anywhere, because it will kind of pop like that. If you hold it and you push it out, it's going to come out. And the one thing that always annoyed me about that was this on-off switch always pops out, and it's kind of annoying to get back in. So kind of get it. You have to get underneath the connector for the battery. So, and it's got to be in the right position too. So you can see I'm struggling. This is kind of why I don't edit it, is because I don't edit these too much. Because even if you've done this a million times, you're gonna fumble around. And when you do it your first time, you always think you're doing something wrong. Oh man, do I have tweezers around? But yeah, so just to let you know, the struggle is real. Yeah, we just need to get this underneath the battery connector. It doesn't seem to want to go in. There we go. So now that that's back under there, this is the standard one. Again, we can change this out. Just make sure these are all lined up. This little nub's on the bottom. These battery terminals are going to be touching this. And you slide it down and then just pop it into place. I just feel like I'm gonna break these. Is it in there? No, it's not in there. It's because this is off. Of course. Alright, there we go. Okay. And then we take the casing for the motor after we put the gears back in. Sometimes when I take videos I get ahead of myself, but it's okay. And we put that back down to where we took it out, the same position that we took it out from, and then slide it back and it snaps into place. And we put this back on for the cover for the batteries, even though there are no batteries in there right now. So those are the three of the big chassis and both types of motors. The other one would be the MS chassis. This one's a really popular chassis, but it is definitely the most annoying. So the motor would sit in here. What I do with this is I take off this first because it will fly. Put my thumb in the middle between the wheels, and then on this side, the front side, this part's square, this is an arrow, so the square side, gently twist. And you see down on the bottom part, it kind of popped out. It did. Twist back the other way, and it went back in. Twist out, and then twist again. And then it'll come out. You can see the gears, and then the motor, which would be right there. And to put it back on, same as you did before. Slide it in the back, and then pop it down. So relatively simple for that. And then the insides are the same as this. Just make sure that the on-off switch is in the right spot. And then you put the motor back down, and boom, you are good to go. So that is how to change a motor on a mini four-wheel drive car. So we got the single shaft for the back and front, and then the mid shaft for things like the MA or the MS chassis. If you have any other tutorials or something you want to learn about mini four-wheel drive, please put that below and we can get a video out about it. Thanks.